Hi, I'm Larry from Used and New in Sparta, Wisconsin. We make a lot of products from reclaimed materials that we get from deconstructing unwanted buildings. One of those is flooring. We make several different types of flooring, and we often get people who ask us if they would be able to do their own flooring installation. We asked one of our project managers who had never installed a floor before to do the flooring installation in this bedroom. And we gave Tyler, some initial instructions and then just let him go ahead and do the work. We also asked Tyler to do an introduction of some of the tools that we use to do the flooring with. So without further ado, here is Tyler.
Alright, so you bought some flooring, or you want to buy some flooring, and you want to know if you can install it yourself. Well, it is pretty easy. You just need a couple tools that help with it. First, you need to get your flooring surface really clean, so you want a broom. Get it super clean, that way the flooring lays flat. Then you lay down your rosin paper here. It's kind of like a barrier, it goes between your subfloor and your floor. You want that to get really flat. Then you want a stapler. A hammer style stapler usually works the best because it can get the staples flush in with the wood, that way they don't stick up at all. You also need some basic tools here like hammer, tape measure. So you need a block of wood because if it's good flooring it should fit pretty tightly. The tongues and grooves will go together pretty tightly. So you don't want to hammer on the flooring, so you can hammer on the block of wood and put the block of wood up to it, that way you don't damage any of your material. Cutting your own doorways and other obstacles in the floor, such as vents, you should use a jigsaw. It works pretty good. A miter saw is also handy to have. You won't need one. You could use a skill saw, just a normal circular saw, but a miter saw does come handy, that you get a perfect square cut every time. It also does not need to be a sliding miter saw. And for nailing it down, we have a finish nailer here that works well for the walls, like when you first start, you're right up next to the wall, where you can't use this. You could use just the finish nailer for the whole floor, but ideally you'd want to use this. It's a hardwood flooring 2-in-1 nailer. It kind of sets the flooring and nails it in and puts the nail in the perfect spot all at the same time. It works pretty well. So you need obviously enough nails to get through. We did this small bedroom here and we went through almost a full box, so you always kind of need more nails than you expect. So you want plenty of those. You need a level to make sure you got your flooring straight, or any other straight edge would work. A level usually works best because you know that's straight. Or if you're doing a wall, then you can actually make sure it's level as well as you're going along it. So to start your flooring, you want to get the floor super clean. You want no dust or anything on there, that way the flooring will sit flat. And then you want to lay down this rosin paper here, which acts as a little barrier and padding in between the flooring and the subfloor here. And then what you do, you're going to chalk a line, mark out a line here, that way you have a 1/2 inch gap in between the wall and your flooring, which the trim will cover it, but that's for the flooring to expand and contract. Yeah, then you lay your flooring down. You just want the edges to meet up perfectly flush here, because if you have any gaps, gaps will keep on expanding and getting bigger as you go, so it'll just keep getting worse. And then make sure your edges are right on the line that you had marked out, like it is now. Now, then you can also face nail it. We are using 1-inch trim, so that will cover these nails. Alright, so to measure these pieces, you also want to measure a 1/2 inch away from the wall. And what I normally do is measure right up to the wall and take a 1/2 inch off. So here we'd have 6 3/8 is what I want to cut this one at. So it measures 6 7/8 right here. Alright, so when you measure it, you want to measure from the side with the groove, being you left off with the tongue pointing outwards. That way this piece will fit in there. And then once you cut it, you will have a flat side without a tongue or groove. So what you do is you start the next layer with that board. That way, that side will be, the flat side will be right up against the wall. That way you always have a tongue and a groove to fit together on the ends. Alright, so your first row you want super straight, that way the rest are all straight going from it, otherwise the problem will just get bigger and bigger as you go on. In this case, it's a little tough because the wall was not exactly straight, so we couldn't get the exact 1/2 inch gap all the way down it. And then we also didn't get it quite straight, we just checked it with the level here, and it wasn't exactly straight, so we're going to adjust it now to get it straight. So that moves a little bit, so it won't be straight now. Yep, that's about perfect actually. It's now straight. If you don't fill them up with nails right away, then you can adjust them and slide them around a little bit after you get a couple nails in them, which sometimes can help. That way when you check it, if it's not straight, you can, instead of taking it out, you can adjust it so that it is. And then you want to put the rest of the nails in after you get it perfectly straight. That way when you're putting in the next layers, you can pound them into place and the first one doesn't move. Alright, so this is the flat edge that we just cut the other piece off to fit on that end at the end of the row. So now we will start this up next to the wall. That way the rest of their boards have their tongues and grooves to match up correctly. You also want your joints at least 4 inches apart, like these here. That is for strength and appearance. So yeah, just keep those 4 inches apart. Sometimes you need to cut ends off boards or use different boards in order to do that. Once in a while you're going to do a floor vent like this one that you need to cut around. Usually you have quite a bit of leeway because the cover will go out quite a ways. So for me, I usually draw on the back side. That way if you make a wrong mark or something, you don't have to sand it out or mess around with that. It's all on the back so you won't see any of it. Make sure you cut it on the right side so you don't waste the board. And yeah, just measure it out. Like so. And I usually do it with the board right here next to me, that way I can transfer it right onto the opposite side of the board. And then you just use a straight edge, something close. Connect lines here. Like so. Now you got a perfect mark to cut out with your jigsaw. Alright, so yeah, like I said, there's a lot of leeway here because the vent cover right there and fit in there perfectly like that.
This flooring is made from Resawn barn beams. This is a pine plank floor. We've made it all 4-inch wide pieces, and we've resawn pine barn beams and then milled it with tongue and groove in order to get this result. So Tyler has finished his installation. We've done several coats of oil-based polyurethane on the surface of the flooring that he installed, and we've added some naily wood rustic base trim, and we have pretty much a completed project.